On today's episode, we'll be going over the surprising results from the Golden Globes, as well as looking at the latest and best Captain Marvel trailer yet. Let's get started.
This is Off the Break Podcast, presented by Silver Screen Insider.
And welcome to Off the Break Podcast. I'm Cody, and with me are Kyle and Erik.
Hello.
Hi.
That was a struggle to get out, audience. A
It
struggle.
was like our fourth take on Cody's intro.
We have the case of the giggles from it, that's for sure, because we were struggling to know how to open up this podcast episode.
I don't know why I struggled so much this one.
Sometimes it just happens.
You also had a long day too, it's
have
just been
had a long
nonstop for
day.
you. So
I'm actually really tired right now, mentally exhausted. It's not the end of the day yet. Oh, I need a drink. Anyways,
that fixes everything.
we need to talk about Golden Globe winners.
We sure can.
It was a surprising evening.
It really was, especially
I don't think anybody
getting surprised
expected
live.
that.
What was that?
I don't think really anybody expected Bohemian to get the love that it did. Maybe for actor, but I didn't think it would win it. But definitely not best drama.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Bohemian Rhapsody and Green Book had some of the bigger surprises of the night for sure. A lot of people have come out and been like, whoa, is this going to change up the Oscar votes? Maybe a little, but I don't think it's actually going to be a huge shakeup as some people are making it out to be. But for the Golden Globes, yeah, it was a bit surprising, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, the Bohemian Rhapsody win has been kind of... The word controversial is thrown around a lot, but
it's overused.
Yeah, but a lot of different publications and people online and in the industry are kind of not taking it very seriously for one reason or the other.
Even us here at Off the Break Podcast.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the Golden Globes does this weird thing where they say Get Out is a comedy, and now they're saying that Bohemian Rhapsody is not a musical.
I've been preaching this. I know exactly what you're saying.
You can say, I mean, yeah, there's lots of drama in it. Lots of movies have drama in their story.
There's way more
when there's
than drama.
Yeah, when there's a specific category called musical, and you have a biopic about one of the most legendary bands and musical artists ever. Yeah, you would probably think it should be a musical.
They just really need to combine those two categories into a best picture category, because their rules are dumb to begin with, but their little rules between ooh, what's a drama, ooh, what's a musical or comedy. Of me feels it's enough, just make it all one thing. Do you have them an equal shot?
The cynic in me thinks that since is it the Hollywood Foreign Press?
Yeah,
that does the Golden Globes. Since it's a not very well kept secret that. It's it's pretty easy to kind of
schmooze.
Yeah, to schmooze the people voting for you.
Because it's less than 100 people.
Yeah,
part of me it is to
Part of me feels like the best drama is just kind of seen as a better or more prestigious award than best comedy musical, and so maybe Fox or whoever was representing the film just kind of pushed them to put it into that slot. Because, it's just a better category.
I wonder also, how moving forward, how many comedies and musicals we really get year to year to year. It seems to me those are slightly outdated categories. I mean, you usually kind of always have a comedy, but...
They're just so different now. When you think of... you look at the nominees for comedy musical, and... None of them are what people would traditionally think of a comedy, lots of obvious telegraphed jokes and punchlines and stuff. The Favorite is a darkly funny movie, but most people aren't going to immediately consider that just a comedy.
Yeah, I mean, the straightforward comedy in this year was Crazy Rich Asians, and Mary Poppins Returns was probably the exception to being the musical. But other than that, you can make good points that Vice, Green Book, and The Favorite should be in best drama category. And on the other side of that, for musical or comedy, you could argue that Bohemian Rhapsody could be in that, or maybe not quite A Star is Born. There's a small argument for it, but I would still put it in drama at least. But
I would think Star is Born is definitely drama.
Yeah, I would think so too, but some people
When you
might make that
re-release a
argument,
movie
but I
into
doubt it.
theaters with a sing-along version, I feel like it's a musical.
While people are just crying
Yeah.
throughout the whole thing.
But yeah, I don't know. So that was obviously the big surprise result of the night.
I think
I'd
it was
never-
disappointing for some people. I would think Bradley Cooper in Stars Born has to feel slighted because it was
Yeah,
a much
maybe.
better film.
But I feel like they don't really care because it's the Golden Globes, and they're just like, "Hey, I got drunk at the ceremony. That's all I wanted."
I feel like the Lady Gaga fans are gonna be more angry than the Bradley Cooper fans,
Yeah.
just because mostly the Lady Gaga fans probably just watched 3 hours of the Golden Globes just to see her win, and instead
Probably.
Glenn Close comes up with a sneak attack, which I was very
I
surprised
also didn't see
by.
that coming. No, I just haven't heard
for
anything
her.
about the wife
Really?
at all.
Other
I-
than her performance, I haven't
Yeah.
heard much else, but apparently
I-
she's really good in it.
I thought that would be a dark horse for the Academy nomination.
Yeah, I should have seen that coming.
Yeah.
That's a good
kind-
call.
I
I
kind of
thought the
talked
dark
about
horse-
that before, and
I mean, in my prediction article, I thought if there was somebody who would sneak in and win it, I thought it was going to be maybe Melissa McCarthy.
I was thinking
Oh.
Elsie Fisher.
Yeah, I would have liked Elsie. I would
Yeah.
have liked or Lady Gaga to win. But
I think it's
Glenn Close, though, now that might be the one shakeup for the Oscars, though.
Right.
It's Glenn Close.
or maybe
True.
put a spotlight on a performance that probably you would have seen in the Oscar
Mm-hmm.
race. But I think her and her history and her talent, plus the her age,
Yeah.
and
long
the-
career,
the-
that's for sure.
has she ever won an Oscar before?
She's been nominated, but I don't
I'm
believe
not
she's
super
ever won
familiar
one.
with
I can
Glenn
look it up for
Close.
you guys.
But
yeah, no, she's been around for a long time. She's
and I think the context of this character and in a age in your
Has
life
never
and
won.
being the wife and stuff, it's definitely a really strong role for her to
Oh,
for the
yeah.
Academy to give her something.
yeah.
So
She hasn't won though, Kyle.
No, she's been nominated twice in the Best Actress category and has been... No, 3 times in the Best Actress category and has been nominated
okay.
3 times for Best Supporting
That
Actress, but
changes
has
things
never
in my
won.
mind. Yeah, this could be like her proxy award. Like it's okay. It's time.
And-
Kind of like Leo.
yeah,
Yeah,
when you finally
exactly.
have to give him one.
It's like we can't just keep dangling this on a stick.
And normally I would kind of roll my eyes and be like, oh, it's the, award they're going to give her just because of her career and all. But from what I've been hearing, like, she gave one of the best
Yeah, no, I
performances
mean,
of the year. And
for all
I
I
still
know,
need to
it
see
could
it and
be.
want to see it for myself. But
That's what
apparently
I'm
this
saying.
is more than just that for sure. So
Yeah, good for her. I guess let's just start at the actress. I mean, we just talked about actress, but actor drama and just kind of go down the results.
Yeah, sure. In the actor drama category, we have Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody, and we've already kind of touched on that as well a little
Right.
before the Glenn Close argument. But
Yeah, I
did you
didn't.
guys have any more thoughts on that?
I didn't
or-
necessarily expect it, but I wasn't surprised because I don't know. Again, it's. I feel like saying, well, it's the Golden Globes doesn't really mean anything, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm
But
not
it's
sure
the
what
Golden
else to
Globes.
say.
I always kind of thought he got a lot of critical.
No, he
praise
did
for it,
across
so-
the board. Even though the movie didn't, he was unanimously acclaimed.
He's slowly picking up some critics awards in different areas of the country, and
I guess I just kind of thought that, like, awards were kind of moving away from like the traditional people who play real people in biopics winning their awards. Like Eddie Redmayne, Theory of Everything,
Sure.
and Benedict Cumberbatch,
imitation.
Imitation
Imitation
Game,
Game,
because
yeah.
those are the same year. Just roles like that are undeniably good, but people kind of come to expect like, oh yeah, that's their Oscar bait role.
I mean, Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour last year, when he was the front runner, he
True.
played
Yeah,
a
I guess it was.
real
It
person.
happened as recent as last year. So yeah, that's why I can't be too surprised. But I guess part of me just thought that maybe.
I think it's so performance driven because while they're playing real people, like you really have to capture the essence of that person.
Yeah.
and
you have to become them.
And I think what's so surprising is that I think people are really surprised by Rami's performance. Like they feel like he maybe really has captured Freddie Mercury.
Well, absolutely. And again, I don't want to shortchange his performance whatsoever, but I feel like kind of the narrative that's been built around the movie, around the fact that the movie's not necessarily the best thing around, but he's far and away the best part of the movie, is probably just adding even more momentum to his award season campaign.
This win didn't surprise me all that much when it comes to the wins that Bohemian Rhapsody got. It was my pick, actually, and I just picked it not only because it is such a great performance of his, but also going back to the Globes argument, like, it's the Globes, it's the type of crowd that wants to see more of these blockbuster type, well, not blockbuster, but more of these wide release films get their due, and I think that was a part of that as well, to how this was able to get nominated so much, despite the critics and those in Hollywood maybe not appreciating it all that much. So that one really didn't surprise me, and I like Rami Malek as an actor in general, so I was pretty pleased by it too.
Who were the other nominations
For drama?
for drama?
Bradley Cooper was one.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper was one. Willem Dafoe for At the Eternity's Gate, Lucas Hedges for Boy Erased, and John David Washington for BlacKkKlansman, who I also would have liked to see maybe get a win.
Yeah, I guess given that those were the nominees, it really just came down to him and Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like.
Yeah.
And I mean, as Bohemian Rhapsody went on to prove, the Golden Globes just seemed to favor Bohemian over A Star Is Born.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, I don't think Bohemian's going to have all that much of a change-up come Oscar time. I don't think it's going to be an overload of nominations for it.
I
but
don't think so.
Other than maybe Best Picture getting that last spot and then Rami Malek in Best Actor role, I don't see it getting much else. Like, I don't think it's going to change up anything like that. So
Maybe like score or something. Or not score, but is there soundtrack? Maybe
I don't
best
think
soundtrack.
soundtrack. There's original song, but
Yeah.
I doubt any
but
of those
those
would be
aren't
eligible.
original songs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
per se.
Not for 2018.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
no, probably nothing in the musical category. Maybe cinematography, but I think that one's kind of a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, I
next
guess we
category?
covered Best Actress Drama. So what's Best Actress Comedy Musical? That
Best-
was Olivia Colman, right?
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
favorite, and that one wasn't surprising to me either.
No, she's been winning that Best Actress left and right.
I'll be really interested for Oscars to see if Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz get supporting actress nominations.
I think they will.
I think
And
they
if-
will as well.
And if they do, who wins that?
Yeah, it'll be. I mean, this
'Cause
is
I
getting
think
ahead of
Ra-
ourselves, but I think Regina King has
Yeah.
been winning all of the supporting actress
Yeah,
things so
she's
far.
been the clear, well,
So-
not the clear front runner per se, but I've just been seeing her name getting that win a lot more.
Yeah.
But I do think, and we'll get to it later in the supporting role,
Right.
I think that's a tight race. But Olivia Colman, no, it didn't surprise me that she won. I was rooting for Elsie Fisher, though. Again, I thought that crowd would give her, or could give her the win just because of her age and how good the performance is as well. But yeah, Olivia Colman, that's not surprising. People are really favoring her.
Who was the nominees? We talked a little bit about Glenn Close
Emily
winning
Blunt was nominated, wasn't she?
No, Glenn
Yeah.
Close was for drama.
for drama.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt was one of the nominees.
Yeah, and then Elsie Fisher, who I mentioned, Charlize Theron for Tully, and Constance
that's
Wu
right.
for Crazy Rich
I
Asians.
forgot
So
about Charlize getting nominated for that.
yeah, I mean, I figured it would be between Olivia Colman and Emily Blunt, but Fisher was just my personal pick.
Yeah, there's no surprise there.
I don't really have much else to add on to that as well.
I kind of feel like in that category, it's a comedy category, and Crazy Rich Asians was the clear comedy out of all of that. Yet somehow we devalue Constant Wu's performance as like not as
No,
I don't know, not as great as Olivia Colman's, who has not, to me, that's not really a comedy. That's still a drama with some comedic elements.
Yeah, I mean, absurdly funny. Like, not even
Yeah.
traditionally funny.
No. Like
I'd argue a lot
awkwardly-
more of that movie is like more sad and uncomfortable than
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, like maybe you laugh because it's awkward and you're uncomfortable.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. Like, traditional comedy, it's hard to describe what I mean by that, but I feel like most people understand what I'm getting at. Traditional comedy is just so underrepresented by all awards
And undervalued.
ceremonies.
Yeah.
I mean, the Oscars, obviously, but they're not the only ones who kind of just almost pretend like there are no good comedies in a year, or genre films in general, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it just goes back to that argument that we've had that for Golden Globes, there's really no point in the musical or comedy category. Just make it all one big thing.
Yeah, it's
It's
I don't know.
kind of useless.
It's so obvious that they think lesser of that category than the drama category.
Because they
Right.
picked a dramatic actress to win that category. They can't help themselves to actually I don't know, judge it from the merits of what the category is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because if it was musical or comedy and Emily Blunt was in there, she should have won, being both a musical and funny and a comedy in that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, speaking of musical or comedy, Christian Bale won Best Actor in a Musical or Comedy for Vice, and I just hear nothing but great things about Christian Bale.
Satan.
I hear some mediocre things about the movie Vice in general, but his performance is definitely the standout of it.
So good.
I don't
Yeah.
think
So good.
Yeah, that's
I don't
what you
think
keep
anybody
saying.
wants to go to Vice and be like, "Oh, I really want to know the story." I think everybody wants to go see Vice to be like, "Oh, I really want to see
Fat
Christian
Bale."
Bale."
Did you
Yeah.
guys see his speech when he won the award? Did you guys ever see that clip?
I haven't watched any of the speeches.
You should check it out. He is clearly intoxicated. He is clearly just there.
No, I
read
read the whole
time.
thanks.
He doesn't
Thank
know
you,
what
Satan.
he's doing up there.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I saw the thanks Satan quote
Yeah,
all over
the Satan
internet.
quote. Like
Yeah.
people were just like, "Oh my
Did
gosh."
you see Dick Cheney's daughter, Liz Cheney, reply back on Twitter about the
Yeah.
thing?
Okay,
so
I'm not even surprised she did.
She replied back. She's like, "Did Satan also make you do this?" And it was from Christian Bale's like domestic violence arrests way back in like
Yeah, it was over a
2008.
decade
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
It was just a shouting match. But
It was like a dig. But what I find really funny is that most people in response to that were like, "Did you notice she didn't deny that her dad could have been linked to Satan? Her rebuttal wasn't a denial."
Christian Bale doesn't care.
no, he was smashed.
Oh, for sure. Everyone was smashed. Actually, Tyler Perry finally got, well, not finally, but he was able to announce like a winner for some category for the first time at the Golden Globe. So it's his first time like ever being at one
Was
of
he
them.
like a presenter?
Yeah. And so he came up on stage and he goes to the mic and goes, "For those of you that question if everyone is just drunk at this thing, they are." And then he just went off on who the winner was. And it was so funny because
Yeah.
it's what we've guessed and what we're correct about. Like, it's just a giant party and it's fantastic.
And I love that Christian Bale got drunk and had some crazy comment that sparked some crazy Twitter feud with like
it's like
Cheney's
people
daughter.
he's drunk and just having a good time. Yeah, he's in Hollywood. He's probably not the biggest Dick Cheney fan.
Yeah.
But
He played
he's
him
just
for a
drunk
reason.
and just playing the room.
Yep.
Yeah. And the
I don't
room was
know.
loving it. Oh, they were eating it up so much.
Oh, it's the lowest hanging fruit possible, but
Yeah.
I still think it's entertaining.
No, he's such a cool guy. Like, I can't get enough of him. And I also laugh that people were like, "Wait a minute, he's British?" And I just am like, "Oh my God."
I feel like it
people.
happens every year. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
He's
British.
that good. He's that good of an actor. Anyway,
I was just
look it
looking
up.
for like
Look up the
loose
video.
skin
It's so
on him.
funny.
I was like, how are you? How are you already back to this?
Yeah, he's
What are you?
so thin again. I don't know how he's insane.
I learned that he
there's
just
just nothing
wings
else
it
to
every
say.
time he does that.
He
Like,
what?
He just wings it. Like the weight gain and the extreme weight loss. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't consult like a nutritionist or dietitian or anything. He's just like, maybe if I do that one more time, I should probably start consulting a professional. I've just been winging it for
He's
this
getting a little
whole
old
time.
to be doing that.
Well, I
It's
think
going to-
think he's saying that he's pretty much done doing that now. But if he does it again, he's gonna have to be safe about it.
He's gonna need to.
And
His
this whole
heart is
time-
going to burst.
This whole time, I'm like, oh my god, how
Like,
do you
it's
just
so unhealthy.
how do you just do that? How do you just wing it?
I
probably
don't
like
know. The
Drinking
metabolism.
microwaved ice cream, and that's what Jared Leto did when he got big. He would. That's like a
Oh,
thing. You
did he?
microwave ice cream, and then he would pour like soy sauce in it. And
oh yuck! Ugh.
yeah,
All that sugar.
you need those
The
calories.
things they do, man. It's crazy. Okay.
A true artist.
So another winner was in the Best Supporting Actor for a drama, and that was given to Mahershala Ali for Green Book.
Yeah,
And again, like the love for Green Book, I was very surprised. Like, I thought all this backlash that the movie
specifically
has been
against his
having-
character or
Yeah,
his portrayal or
Yeah.
the writing of
his character.
yeah.
But I don't think that all that criticism doesn't take away from the overall story and from his
Exactly, yeah.
performance. It's so petty,
I feel
And
like
it's
any
just
any
publicity driven.
any traditional, safe, made for mass audience, inspired by a true story movie is gonna fudge the truth
a little bit.
a little bit to a lot, like Bohemian Rhapsody. But for some reason, this is the movie where there was like a non-story story made up about it, and it's like I feel like most of the people probably realize that before they go in, like, let's go see this Hollywood version of the story.
It's just
And in the end, they probably don't care. You know, the essence of the story is there.
Likely.
The essence is there, and the fake controversy is just so silly. I feel like that is people feeling like they got left out of it, and they need to assert themselves
Maybe.
into the narrative of what's going on with the movie.
I do think now that it's gotten Golden Globes nominations that it's going to have a good re-release and people are going to see it. I think it's going to be able to make a little more money.
I don't know. It had so much critical praise to start with and such low numbers. Like, it's just really, audiences aren't interested.
You don't think even Golden Globes is going to sway that?
Okay. I just thought it looked really sappy.
Yeah.
Oh, it is, but it makes
on
it
the
feel
trailer.
so good and happy.
I'm
and-
sure the movie itself does, but the trailer, based just on the trailer, I was like, this looks so schmaltzy. I know exactly what this is.
That's
gonna
also
make
not
me
your cup
feel.
of tea either.
Is that
usually.
the only one that Green Book won? Was
No,
supporting actor?
No, it won.
It also won Best Screenplay.
Yeah,
Which
I
I,
just think
could
those-
agree with.
yeah.
That's fair.
and Best Picture.
All right, Best
Me.
Picture in a musical or comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, it won the big awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I was surprised by
Who were the other nominees?
the amount of love it was getting. For which one?
Best Supporting Actor.
Let me see. Here we go. Timothée Chalamet for Beautiful Boy, Adam Driver for Black Klansman. Ooh, that would have been a good one to win.
Is this for drama or for comedy and musical?
For supporting actors, they just do in any role.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway, so Richard E. Grant in Can You Ever Forgive Me and Sam Rockwell in Vice. And I thought
I was
Oh, you go ahead.
surprised that Sam Rockwell was nominated because having seen Vice, he's really not in it very much at all. I feel like, he's hilarious in it, and he does a great W.
Do you think they
But
just had a hard time finding someone else to take that spot? They were
Maybe
just
I feel like they're like, hey, he won a bunch of stuff last year, and he's
Yeah.
back again with in another acclaimed movie. He's probably really good. Let's just give him the nomination.
I could probably find another guy that could replace that spot that probably did a better job.
Yeah,
Personally, I do.
yeah, well, I'm sure.
But I thought that was going to be Richard E. Grant's to win just because I've heard his name a lot more than
Yeah,
Ali's.
he's won several of the other ceremonies so far.
Yeah. Did you have any thoughts, Cody, on...
I just, I'm not surprised about Mahershala
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, thank you. Off today,
Mr.
everyone.
Ali.
Mr. Ali's win. And the supporting, I'm sad to not see Sam Elliott having been
I know.
nominated.
What the
that's, Yeah,
heck?
that's a good
And
point. I
That,
forgot.
And so now I'm kind of like it kind of diminished the
Yeah,
whole category
I hope
for
he
me.
doesn't get snubbed out of the Oscars.
I
Me
don't think
too.
he will. I don't think
The
he's
Oscars are going to
snubbed.
give A Star Is Born way more love. I feel
hope
like.
so.
Yeah, I think so too.
I really hope so.
But yeah, Sam Elliott would have been a perfect one to put into Sam Rockwell's place. I also think Giamatti in the Netflix movie Private Life would have also been a good choice.
Yeah.
He was really good in that. Same with Catherine Hahn. Anyway, that was just a little shout out.
But I don't think that any of these winners really are gonna boost, any attendance at the movies or change things for them. I don't think until the Academy Awards we're gonna see that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, Academy Awards are usually able to bring some spark back into a lot of films as well.
That's kind of what I'm waiting for. But these were fun, and it was fun to get some publicity for Vice and stuff out of them,
Yeah.
and Green Book. So
Now I'm just thinking about Sam Elliott.
I know I'm really he better get a supporting actor.
I wish that he had just a recording that you can he talks you to sleep.
Oh,
He was the Jeff Bridges won. Oh, I forget which award he won now, but he won
Oh, the
a
was
Lifetime
that the Cecil
Achievement
B.
Award.
Cecil B.
Yes,
DeMille Award?
yes, it was. He won that award, and Sam Elliott was the one narrating his big intro video, and it was just so sweet to listen to as well as watch because Jeff Bridges has had a heck of a career, but
Is that the thing I saw where people were mentioning Surf's Up?
yeah, because they
closing.
showed his voice roll in Surf's Up.
That legendary performance.
Literally, whatever movie he was in, other than R.I.P.D., they showed it.
I
Nice.
actually liked R.I.P.D.
I've never seen it, so I don't have any thoughts on it. I just
What-
know that
who
it's,
was-
or I
was
just
Ryan
heard
Reynolds?
that's
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
and Jeff
Yeah.
Bridges.
I liked
supposed to be the next Men in Black movie, right?
that. Sort of. Aren't they
I had
dead?
that vibe from it.
That's what they were hoping.
Yeah. Aren't
It
they
just
dead though in it?
did
And
not
they
work.
have to. they were the police for like the dead.
I mean, the movie is R.I.P.D.
Yeah,
so
Rest in
probably.
peace. Yeah.
Police Department.
Oh gosh, I love that. I remember that movie. That was good.
I never wanted to see that movie.
I
We
have
should
no
watch
thoughts.
It now.
I just haven't heard great things.
I mean, maybe, yeah.
Let's add it to the list of movies that Eric should watch but never will.
Everyone has
Like
those.
the
maybe.
Despicable Me movies.
Anyway, next category is Best Supporting Actress, and that went to Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk. And we talked about that already, right?
Well,
I'm
we
kinda
were talking
forgetting
about how she's probably, even though Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz have been consistently nominated, Regina seems to always be the one to take it, based on the other award shows.
I was just thinking about like if they're nominated both again for the supporting actress and one of them wins, which one do you think would be the winner?
If I
Because
had to
haven't they
pick, I
both
would-
won Academy Awards?
I don't. Has Rachel Weisz won an Academy Award?
Yeah,
I'll be checking.
pretty sure Emma Stone has.
Emma Stone has.
She did.
For
She won for
La
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 Land.
Land. Yeah.
I don't know. If I had to pick one, I would
She's
say
been nominated. Rachel Weisz has
Yeah.
for sure.
I would say Rachel Weisz would. Just on my own opinion, I would say Rachel Weisz would take it over Emma Stone, just ever so slightly.
The character was just that much a little bit better.
To me, I don't know. They were both great, but I just
Do you think that plays a part? Like people can't really choose between them,
I
so
think
they're
so.
like, oh,
Just give it to Regina.
If
Yeah.
they haven't seen all the movies, most likely. It looks like she's only won one Oscar, and it was
Only one
and it was in a
once.
supporting role as well.
Oh wait, what was it for?
The Constant Gardener.
Ooh, it's a
all-time
good
classic.
movie. It's a good movie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that one.
It's a super good movie.
All right.
Has
I'll
Ray
have to-
Fiennes in it.
Oh, does it? Okay, then that one,
Excuse me.
maybe that one I'll be able to check out soon then.
Ooh, that is a good movie. She was good in that.
Anyway.
Nice. I didn't know that. That makes me happy. Good
Yeah.
for her.
The Best Director category, Alfonso Cuarón got the win with Roma.
Yep.
Which,
Not surprised there.
I guess in terms of the Hollywood industry, like, they love Alfonso Cuarón, and he is really talented, and he
and
did
it was
some...
a foreign film.
Yeah, it was, but for whatever reason, I don't know how the rules work, but they were able to allow him to be in the Best Director category, but not in the Best Drama category, I guess. He only had to be in Best Foreign Film. So I don't know like
Yeah,
how
I
the
don't
rules
know.
work, but he still won for
The
Best
categories
Director.
are so arbitrary. You're bound to come up with these weird inconsistencies.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't my pick personally. I thought it would go to Bradley Cooper. I only thought Roma was okay. Like, I thought it was beautifully shot and there's some memorable scenes, but in terms of the overall story, like, it just didn't quite grab onto me as much as I wish it could have. So, but that's just my personal
I loved it.
take.
I thought. I mean, I'm not disappointed at all with him winning. I haven't really thought about who I necessarily want to win, I guess.
Yeah.
Who are the other nominees? Because right now I wished it had been Bradley Cooper.
Bradley
there-
Cooper, Spike Lee, and
Peter
Adam
Farley.
McKay.
Yeah, and Adam McKay.
All really good ones. I kind of feel like
It is a good list.
Bradley Cooper, having been the first time, maybe people aren't willing to award him something, but what he created with A Star Is Born and how he pretty much picked Lady Gaga and got that in the role and got her performance the way she did, and he starred in it and did all the stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like
And it's his first time. Oh,
No,
wait, but
it's
Yeah.
very well
Yeah.
done.
I feel
It's
like
very
it's
well done.
so much more better done than others. Who, I mean, it's easy when you're Adam McKay and you've already worked with Christian Bale and you've got Sam
Yeah.
Rockwell to like maybe make a good movie there.
It's
Like,
easy to make a movie, right?
but as a first time director with somebody who's never really done much acting before and
Yeah, I can see that.
creating
I don't
that
know, though.
chemistry and stuff.
I'd say Roma was just as. That's why I hate trying to rank things, but I would say Roma was just as beautifully directed. Just everything it's going for is different.
Yeah, it's definitely a movie that you have to think of how it's telling its story in a different sense as compared to like the normal storytelling that we're used to seeing over and
Yeah.
over again.
And it's just a very unique, directorial style that you don't really ever see anymore, especially amongst all of
A
the
lot
other
of slow pans.
a lot of the other contenders. Well, it's just a very detached, objective view pretty much the whole time, where everything else, they like to get in the different characters' minds and get subjective, and there's lots of different ways. But Roma was it had its approach and it stuck with it, and it really, to me, stands out.
Yeah, for sure.
Amongst all of the others,
it definitely is the standout in terms of that. But it's just also people's different viewpoints or how they interpret it. That's really going to be whether it's a good movie for them personally or not. But as in terms of this category, I see that his approach is probably the reason why he got the win.
well, yeah.
Yeah, which that I can't argue with.
I think I'm
I kind of
like
think
90% sure he's gonna win the Oscar too.
I hope not. I really seriously. I hope he doesn't.
You haven't even seen Roma.
Not that it's not great, but it does nothing for the industry, and all it does is
I don't think a Best Director award.
I
is
should
gonna
actually.
boost
I should
attendance
show
a whole
you
lot.
a video of an interview that he did after the Golden Globes that talks about why he decided to put it on Netflix.
Terrible. I don't want to.
I will show you the
There's
video.
no justification for it.
There actually is, and it's part of what I've been saying this whole time. So I'll show you it. It's a pretty good one. I liked it a lot.
What that Netflix threw a bunch of
I
money
just don't
at
think
him, and
I don't
he's
think
like, I got to make the movie.
I don't think
wanted
anybody
to.
out there, like the average moviegoer, is like, which of these two movies do I want to see? Oh, this one won Best Director. We gotta go see this one. Like, director still is just not a thing casual moviegoers really pay attention to.
Basically, what sums it up is that who would have gone to see my movie? Like, who would have gone to see a foreign film shot in black and white with a different approach to storytelling as
With
compared,
no-name actors.
Exactly. And he says that too, with no-name actors. Who would have gone to see it? Like, I mean, at least I have more of a chance for people to see it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Granted, like, it's not
Then he
how I
shouldn't-
envisioned of it being shown, but
Then he shouldn't have be going after industry awards.
he's not
I
trying
don't think
to.
he's not going after industry
that's
awards.
the studio. That's Netflix itself
Yeah,
trying to
they're
do
just
that.
like, oh, this
That has
movie's getting
nothing to
lots
do
of
with him.
acclaim. We got this. This is gonna be our
I
ticket.
really don't think he could care less about getting awards. Like,
No,
seeing
he absolutely couldn't.
Seeing him get 2 awards tonight, like both times he's just looking at them, he's like, oh, okay,
This
well,
is
thanks.
really cool. I
Like,
was just
he
I was
doesn't
just-
care.
I was
It's
just trying
not
to I
about
was just
him.
trying to honor my caretaker that took care of me when I was growing up in Mexico City.
I mean, it's not. It doesn't. I understand that it doesn't
Right.
quite help like the theater industry, but for like an artistic standpoint and how like it needs to be released, like it makes some sense.
Oh, I think it
I
makes
don't know.
sense.
I think that's I think it sort of makes sense, and you can see why. But without Netflix ever releasing actual data numbers on viewership, he can be like, "Oh, Netflix promised me that people are seeing this," but you don't know that.
Oh,
for
I don't
sure.
know if
No,
it
but
still has
it'll,
great numbers, but it has more of a chance.
but it'll be on
to.
there forever.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
it
meanwhile
could have
in the theaters, it won't be there
couple
forever.
several week run in theaters and make very very little money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. When you're a director, you make movies because you want people to see them. So I mean, it makes sense.
And I mean, maybe this Golden Globes win will. I mean, Golden Globes puts in a big crowd to go see the awards show, and then when they hear about this movie called Roma, they're like, maybe I will check it out.
I know that's what's so coveted about the awards.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll go check it out. It's like free publicity for him. But I want that direction to be like, oh, I'll go check it out to go to a theater. Not,
It's just
I'm
that
gonna be on my
age-old
couch.
fundamental disconnect.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's also a large chunk of it as well.
Yeah. I mean, I highly doubt that even a slight majority of the people, like the creatives who are the ones nominating or being nominated, care about the numbers.
No, they don't
Like,
care at all.
not
No.
directly. And which, even though it makes sense, you know, if you're a director, you're not necessarily like, oh, I'm making this movie because I want to make a movie that makes $200 million.
Right.
And you could make an argument that, you know, the more money it makes technically means the more people saw it, which
Yeah.
is true.
And the more
But-
work that you could get.
But I feel like, I don't know, it just comes down to, you know, you're an artist and essentially, I mean, most artists they make it because they just need to make it.
Yeah, because they feel like they have to. So, anyway, after that
What was that
whole-
category? Best director?
No, that was for Best Director. After that whole heated debate, Best Screenplay, the winner went to Green Book. We mentioned that already. Like, do we have any more
Green
thoughts
Book
to
getting
add
lots
on?
of love. What were the other nominees since First Reformed was snubbed?
Good thing I have this other tab up. For Best Screenplay, it was also to Roma, The Favorite, If Beale Street Could Talk, and Vice.
Oh, that's
Because the favorite didn't win. Because
I thought it was going to win.
That's true. I did think that one was going to win as well.
that's actually really surprising to me because that was a very strong screenplay that was very unique and definitely ahead of its time, and it took a long time to make.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was winning a bunch of stuff too, but Golden Globes just opted for the two. I don't even like saying the word safe anymore. I feel like safe's kind of the same word as fun, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get it.
Green Book and Bohemian Rhapsody, really? Yeah, they're good movies.
No one could super criticize them. Like,
yeah.
What are you thinking, Golden Globes? Because they are good movies. But that's what a lot of criticism was of the Golden Globes this year, was usually they're pretty out there, but they played it safer this year.
Yeah.
But I think it was a lot easier, too. You got more commercial films that were both commercial and had some artistic quality to them.
Yeah.
I will give its screenplay some credit, though. Like, Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali gave such great performances, but it's also because the script is filled with such great dialogue and conversation that they just eat it up and they just let it roll off their tongue so well.
Yeah,
that
even
I think
the Writers
part
Guild
of why
nominated Green Book, so I still haven't seen it, so I feel bad. I don't want to say that the screenplay doesn't deserve its win. I wasn't expecting it. And the ones that I have seen that were nominated were really good.
Yeah,
but if the Writers Guild is nominating it, pretty much every awards ceremony is at least nominating its screenplay, then it has to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So makes me want to check it out more.
Well, at least it makes you want to check it out for that then. And then Best Motion Picture Animated was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and we are more than ecstatic about that.
It's going to win the Academy.
I really hope
if the
I think
Academy
it will.
doesn't give it to Disney, then,
I don't think they will.
Then it'll. Well, you got to remember that the bulk of the ones voting in the animation category probably work for Disney. So Disney always has that edge.
I just want to start reading those anonymous, letters.
Ballots.
Yeah, the people explaining what they voted for and why. Because they're always just like, well, I don't even know. I didn't even hear about this movie. And I like this actress. I saw her in one movie that I can't remember the name of, and I thought she was okay, so I picked that one.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
It's like if the general public
voted. It's so bad.
These are supposed to be the industry professionals.
Yeah, these are the Academy members.
Even they have lives too. They can't go see everything, I
people.
guess.
And I don't think the Academy is as good anymore about sending screeners as they used to be. And it should be so easy.
Yeah, it should be.
They should just be like,
just have them all on like a really crude streaming site and just give people passwords.
Like a secure server, and then everybody gets their Academy password.
Do you mean for the general public or for those in the Academy? Okay, I got confused for a second. I was like, you want to do what?
Get a secure server for everybody in the Academy to go stream all of the nominees.
So they can actually know what they're voting on?
That wouldn't be such a bad idea, honestly.
I mean,
they
2019.
They do that with some critics already, I know.
And then I feel like if they don't see something, they shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Like but that would make too much sense.
I feel like then the Academy can say, oh, you didn't check off that you saw this film, blah, 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 or we didn't see that you screened it.
I'm sure that would mess with the numbers, though, because the actual ranking system is so convoluted. I can't remember. It's not just like a simple majority. It's, I don't know.
There's a really complex way of how they wrangle up the numbers together.
Yeah,
to
like
see who
the
wins.
movie that received a movie that received 2 number 1 rankings and a number 6 is technically better than a movie that received 4 number 3 rankings or something.
There's actually a good video out there that explains thoroughly how the Academy goes about voting and then how they move it around so that way they see who the favored vote is.
Is it like an animated kind of infographic kind of thing? It
might be. I'll have to go search for it.
Yeah, I saw one like that a couple years ago.
I remember it being very useful to remember. We'll have to check that out and post it on Facebook sometime.
We're professionals. We should know this. Being in the industry.
Nobody can understand.
It's really complicated to understand, but there are videos out there that will teach you. We'll have to find those. Anyway, Spider-Man, it's great. It's fantastic. Go see it.
Believe the hype. It's amazing. Yeah. I'm so happy.
It needs
It'll
to
probably
win
Oscar.
It does need to win the Oscar. It is so far above and beyond now that I've really lived with it. Incredibles 2, that I think the story is better. The animation is just so much on a different level.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, they really should have upped the level of animation or done something with Incredibles.
I'm just so happy that the animated movie that is as game-changing and innovative as this just happens to be about Spider-Man. Makes me so happy.
Not nominating superhero films. They found a loophole.
Make it really good? What?
So for the best motion picture in foreign language, it went to Roma, and
There was
we've all
any
said our
surprise
thoughts about
there, yeah.
that.
It's fine. I'm fine. I can live with that because no one wants to see a foreign language film.
I mean, it's the most buzzed.
Whoa.
General audiences just don't.
Very true. Very true.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Very
that's
true.
fine. Netflix, you can have that.
Which is
Thank you.
unfortunate.
I
but
wait. No,
what
I'm
can you
kidding.
do? People don't
Well,
like.
it's just hard because you have to have subtitles, and then that distracts you from what you're viewing, and that takes
Kinda.
a certain person.
The more you watch, it becomes second nature.
Oh, I like subtitle.
There are lots
movies,
of,
but
there are a few learning curves, like with anything. Even watching old American movies is difficult at first if you're not used to kind of like the sound of their recording equipment
Yeah.
or, the style of acting. But once you
the
look at it all, it's
style
like
of delivery too.
yeah, it's like if you can look at it as like a time capsule, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
that helps.
When you have young kids, you get really good at subtitles. Just everything's on mute. Baby is sleeping. Do not wake them up.
Just read it. Don't watch.
Yeah.
Read.
That's basically how we've been watching movies for the last couple of years.
I just get a pair of wireless headphones.
That would be helpful.
That's what I would do.
Then you can't hear
But
the
only
baby.
one person.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. You could probably have to listen for the baby.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
Just have a baby monitor with a light, and if it starts lighting up, they can be like,
Oh,
take off.
I
one of
totally
the
had a
headphones.
baby monitor with video. I watched. Terrible, but
On to the next category, which is Best Original Score, and that went to, you'll love this, Cody.
Yeah.
It went to First Man.
I knew it was gonna win.
Yeah,
what's
that one wasn't
what's
too
that
surprising.
instrument
The
called?
theremin.
Theremin. That's the only reason why it won. It's like, oh, somebody brought out a theremin and made something.
Game changer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
mean,
I enjoyed it. I'm with Eric.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the
Oh, it was
movie, and I
beautiful.
enjoyed the
I
score
love the
on it.
theremin in like the one song it appears in too.
I thought it was annoying, but that's fine.
I will say that category is pretty tough. Like, there was a fair argument to be made for all of them, but
Yeah, there's Mary Poppins Returns.
Black Panther, Isle of Dogs, A Quiet Place.
Those are all really great.
Yeah.
Isle of Dogs, the score is really good.
Well, I haven't seen it. I've heard.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure any of those could have won. I
Yeah.
would have been happy. I'm
just wasn't
happy.
surprised by First Man.
Just happy my favorite one.
And then finally for Best Original Song was Shallow,
Yeah, I mean,
which is a no-brainer.
duh.
It's really the only true original song that I think transcends all the other stuff. Like,
Oh,
it's
for
playing
sure.
on the radio. It really like made the movie. It was integral to the movie.
It was
so
integral since the trailer. You
It's
know,
the
I mean, it was
next
like
My
first
Heart Will
one.
Go On.
I
Really
think
though.
so.
No, I mean it's not a big surprise. So
No,
No.
there
And
was.
And if the Academy doesn't like give Bradley Cooper some directorial love and some of that, then I think this is a pretty strong contender. At least they'll get this award.
yeah,
Yeah.
If they don't, I'll be really shocked.
yeah. It was
Wha-
surprising that it didn't get many more wins than that.
It will.
Just in this awards show was surprising.
Oh, you Golden Globes.
It was funny though. When I was watching it, this was like the first award that they showed, or like one of the first ones. And as they were going down the nominees, I was thinking in my head, what if it didn't win? Like, what if it went to Dumpling, which we
the
did
Golden
not
Globes
know
just
was a
hates A
thing.
Star Is Born
Yeah.
that much.
They won't even
But-
give him one.
Yeah, but it won, and I was like, oh, okay, glad I was really confident about that one.
Be riots in the streets if it didn't.
I mean, Lady Gaga fans, probably. There's already riots in the streets for her not winning.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was the Golden Globes.
Yep. It
Some
was the show
surprises.
was fine.
Some.
Yeah. So we got all the Guild Awards coming up and BAFTAs and then the Academy
Yeah.
nominations.
Yeah, BAFTA and Directors Guild just announced their nominees.
I think the Academy voting has finally started. I thought I remember
Yeah, I
hearing
think
that
January
somewhere.
22nd is when the nominations are announced.
Yeah.
The voting goes from like the 9th through the 17th or something, 16th.
I don't know. I don't remember. I just thought
I saw a
heard that it was
chart of
soon.
all the dates, but I can't recall.
But
But yeah,
it's gonna
22nd
happen,
is
or
when we'll
it's
see those
happening.
nominations and put all this speculation to rest, and then start speculating on the winners.
I'm kind of glad that we're finally going to be getting to the Oscar nominees because I'm starting to get burnt on.
I always forget how many award ceremonies
Yeah,
there
we've
are,
been-
and I'm
we've
like,
been
these
following
are
this a lot
They're
closer
all
than
kind
last
of the
year.
same thing. It's the same handful of movies, give or take a couple in each category.
And it's tough too because there's no other like major releases worthy to talk about right now. So this is
Yeah.
all we have.
I mean, at the beginning of the awards race, like at first we were like, this is a weird list. Like we don't know what's happening right now. But as it finally started
Yeah.
shaping up, we're like, oh, all of these have a pretty decent shot at winning something.
Yeah. I feel like it's usually how it goes. It's like, whoa, it's totally up in the air.
Yeah.
It's anyone's game.
Yeah.
give it a couple weeks. Yeah, these are the 2-3 clear front
Do you
runners.
think that Us will get the same kind of buzz and love that Get Out got?
I have
I don't
no
think so.
idea.
I don't think so. My gut. I mean, I'm sure it'll. I hope it's really great. But much in the same way that If Beale Street Could Talk is nowhere close to Moonlight.
Yeah.
You know, it has fantastic reviews. People who see it love it, but it's just not being talked about. It's not like a cultural thing, like a cultural phenomenon. It's the same thing with Us. It cannot live up to what Get Out did. That was like lightning in a bottle.
I just think it's too soon to say. I mean, we just got a trailer like a few
It
weeks
is,
ago.
yeah, it is too soon to
we
say.
haven't heard any reviews on it, and it's not even close to like next year's Oscars even. So I would just be hesitant. We have no idea.
Yeah,
I just
my gut
meant like
tells me-
overall, not for awards, but
I'm not,
just
and that's not me
critical
saying it's not going to be a
buzz.
better
Again,
movie than
still-
Get Out. It
I
could
still don't know.
absolutely be as good, if not better than Get Out, but I just don't think it's going to be the phenomenon that Get Out was.
Yeah, Jordan Peele has a pretty high mountain to climb if he wants to do that.
And I feel like hopefully he's not feeling pressured to do that. He's got his Twilight Zone thing. He's probably like, yeah, I just wanted to make another cool movie that I thought was interesting.
Yeah, and that's all I really want. As long as it's interesting and it's well made, I'll be fine. It doesn't have to be the next Get Out.
Yeah. But, well, I guess now we just have that Captain Marvel trailer to go over real quick.
Yeah, if you guys
Yeah.
want to talk about that some.
Yeah.
That was awesome. It was like a extended TV spot that played during the football game.
Yeah, the
On
Clemson
Monday?
Alabama game back on
Yeah.
Monday.
But it showed definitely way more of Carol Danvers as a character and her dialogue.
Yeah. A lot more interplay or interaction between her and Nick Fury.
It explained the plot a little better too, which I appreciated.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple lines of dialogue, but that's all you need.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
it's a
this
quick
mysterious
explanation,
aliens
but
coming, infiltrating Earth, posing as people.
Yeah.
We gotta find them.
Yeah,
Kind of like a detective.
And then we got our glimpses of Jude Law. Yay. He's
anything
gonna be
Jude
so
Law
bad.
will be in.
So good and so bad. At the, all
He's
at the same
totally a
time.
good guy through and through.
Totally a good guy, everyone. We're calling it here.
He's just-
He's
No, I mean, like,
totally a good guy.
even me, because I was very hesitant on the first trailer. The second one was a little bit better, but there's something about Brie Larson's line delivery. This one was better, is way better of a trailer to me. But I just need to see the actual movie now, because I'm like, there's no way Brie Larson is this giving this awkward of a performance.
I don't think it's her giving the awkward performance. I think it's the character supposed to be completely cool and calm under pressure type of personality.
Yeah, and I mean,
and I don't think it's meant to be taken as like
think part
a
of-
wooden personality.
yeah, maybe
necessarily.
part of it is just because I'm so used to, with the exception of Black Panther, like every Marvel hero is
quirky one-liner,
very quirky, very witty, very sarcastic.
especially nowadays.
Yeah,
like
and
we're
they
used to
still
that so
showed-
much.
A lot of those kind of lines. Like,
They did, but she wasn't being like that. He's like, how do I know you're not a Skrull? And she shoots her photon cannon, and she's like, she's not trying to be funny right there. It's funny because Nick Fury's like, and that's supposed to prove anything,
Yeah, because he's still suspicious.
So it's more of like a kind of like a fish out of water kind of feel for her character.
Fish out of water story
Maybe-
set in the 90s.
maybe she's plays up being socially awkward because she's had her memory wiped and she just really doesn't.
And she's so military driven
Yeah.
because
And
she's
yeah,
in
that's
the
what we're
ranks.
getting.
The more I think about
Could
it,
be.
that is refreshing to me. I do want to see a Marvel character
It's working.
that's not, varying degrees of like Ant-Man or new Thor.
That makes me so happy.
as much as I like him. I mean,
She's
I'm not like
closer to
psyched.
original
I'm not
Captain
checking
America.
the calendar, but I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I do
This
think
could maybe be a somewhat more memorable standout character.
I think this is definitely a more memorable trailer. I think it's the best one they've had, and I think it's gonna sell people a lot more on wanting to go see this because there's a lot of people hesitant to give it a chance. But I think this is gonna be able to turn the tide, and more people are gonna be like, okay, maybe I should go see this.
Not
Maybe I
me.
shouldn't wait.
Teaser. It's on my most anticipated list of 2019.
Ooh.
And I'm actually really excited for it. I love her mohawk like helmet in space. Like,
Oh,
that's awesome
it
to
looks
me.
so great.
I mean, it's not on my list, but
Yeah.
I'm more excited than I was.
Good.
That's what I'll say.
At least it's getting people more excited. That makes me happy.
It's a good little teaser for Friday's episode.
It is.
Yeah.
I can't wait
Friday
to talk about
we'll
our
be
lists.
going over our most anticipated 2019 releases.
There's going to be a lot of blockbusters. A lot of blockbusters.
Especially
on
between
our
me and
lists.
Kyle.
Yeah. Well, which I mean, that makes sense. Usually because like we don't know any of the indies coming out yet. But even still, this next year it's a lot.
You always
There's
hear
a
about
lot
the
of
smaller
stuff.
movies at the various festivals that happen throughout the year.
Yeah, which
And
haven't
so
begun yet.
we haven't really. Yeah, we haven't heard about them yet. So all we really have to go off of is the already confirmed release slate from the various major studios.
I'm excited to hear all of our lists. I think we're gonna have some really good stuff to tell people about.
Definitely interesting. And
Yeah.
I think what's even more interesting, not quite what's on our list, but what got left off our lists.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we've talked about it a little bit, and we've been hearing
Avengers Endgame. You are not on the list.
You're gonna
but
end up
by
seeing
who?
it though.
But no, if people want to see what's upcoming in this next year, they can go over to our site as well,
Yep.
silverscreeninsider.com. We have a whole database that shows all the upcoming releases as well as articles already up talking about our anticipated stuff as well as other things.
I gotta
Take a
get
look
my
at-
article up.
Take a look at the database. Make your own most anticipated 2019 list.
Right.
Yeah, why not? It's fun.
Cool. Well, I think that was a good wrap up.
I think so too. We'll be catching people in a couple of days with our
Yep.
next podcast.
Excited. Anticipated list.
Until then,
2019.
Woo! Here
We're
we
getting
go.
started.
cool. Well, until then, take care.
All right. See you
Bye.
guys.